Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome to UK USA Survival, and today we're going to be reviewing this Recon 5 Gen 2 sleeping bag. I bought this on Amazon. They are right now going for $199, I believe, reduced from $239. And I'm going to go over all the technical specs first, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. Okay, let's break it down. Okay, from the Amazon site, it says the construction is nylon, made in the USA or imported. That leaves that a little open, doesn't it? Outer top shell made from 210T ripstop nylon with a finish. Outer bottom shell made from 210D nylon Oxford with PU 2000mm waterproof finish. It says waterproof, not water resistant there. 300 GM per square meter dew point thermalite micro insulation. Insulation is flat filled to prevent cold spots. Insulation incorporates an ultra thin barrier of pure silver microfiber, which also increases its heat retaining capability. Alright folks, let's go over the dimensions. It's in its compression stuff sack right now, and that is a shade over a foot long, so 12.5 inches maybe. This is not going to be precise with a caliper, and about 10.5 inches thick. I may not have it as pulled down as tight as it will go. I think it would go a little bit more, but it's tight enough. It's pretty tight. I don't think you'd get much more out of it, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So let's go ahead and take him out. And the stuff sack is made from the same material, maybe a little different. No, it feels the same as what the actual sleeping bag is. There it is, unpacked. Let's go ahead and take some measurements. Okay, so let's get the total length of this. This is the outside dimensions, and we are looking at, stretch them out a little bit, about 84 inches, 7 feet. And at the shoulders, let's make sure that zip would be zipped up if we were using it properly. We are looking at its widest point is about 32 inches, give or take an inch. So 85 by 32. Let's go inside, and I'll tell you why we're going inside, is because let's do from the bottom of the foot box to the shoulders. That'll kind of give you, I don't think the outside measurements really matter. So if you want to actually measure yourself to the shoulders, you'll get 69 inches. I would say, to be safe, I would say 66 to the actual top of your shoulder, because you'll need some room for your neck in there as well. So that's internal measurements. All right folks, well that's the technical stuff out the way. Now let's get down to brass tacks. Does this thing live up to its temperature rating? I have tried it a couple of times, well actually 4 times I think. And I've tried it in just under 40 degree weather, low 30s, 27 degrees Fahrenheit and 21 degrees Fahrenheit. All in all, very comfortable. The 21 degree, I started to feel a little bit, not cold, but not as comfortable as I wanted to be. But then what happened was I pushed myself up in the sleeping bag. So I was here with my head kind of here, my forehead about here. And I don't know why, it just felt like a little cool. And then I got out, went to the bathroom, come back in the tent, got back in it. And then this time screwed myself up so my head was pushed all the way up into here. And for some reason, I think it's probably my shoulders, blocked the cold air from coming in. After that, I mean, I slept like a baby. Okay, my first impressions of this bag is it's made very well. great material. I've owned quite a few ex-British Army sleeping bags and a ex-German Army sleeping bag. That was back in the 90s when I used to do this staying outside all the time. And this here is like that same sort of material. You can tell it's good quality. It's definitely hardy, but it's not as heavy. We will actually weigh this in a minute. Should make a little noise, there we go. And we have got 4 pounds and 9 ounces right there. All right guys, down to brass tacks again. What was my first impressions upon taking it out? Well, I am no pro to this. Certainly not in the last 20 years I'm not, but before then I certainly knew a lot about this sort of gear, but it's come on a long way since then. I read what it was, read the description, thought I'll give it a go. Other people were writing good reviews about it. So my opinion when I opened it, I was pleasantly surprised. Liked the feel of it when it came out, but also the thickness of it. I mean, it is not thick at all. Look at this, how thin it is. So I was like, I don't think this can really live up to those sort of low temps that the manufacturer says it can. So being out there in 21 degrees and being more than comfortable when I was laid in it correctly. Okay, so the -4 that this is actually rated at, I think that's probably for survivability. If it got down to -4, you could survive in this bag, probably not very comfortably, but you would live. I think for that would be the extreme end. I think for a semi-decent night, I think you'd be looking at about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. This is just my thoughts. And a comfortable night, I think 15 and above. But again, I've not gone down that low. But hopefully we will get some very cold snaps. We don't normally hear, but I'm going to go to the mountains very soon and check this thing out. Okay, what we have a zipper down the front, so it's not a side zip, it's a front zip. I'd imagine this is going to be ideal for a back sleeper, but you'll be happy to know that I'm a side sleeper and this thing is excellent. Lay on your back, zip it up the front, grab hold both hands inside and turn your body over so it's still down the front of you and you're like a little glowworm. Side sleeping's absolutely fine with it. Okay, let's take a look at the zip. It is a front zip, right down the middle. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Velcro bits. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so you have this much left at the bottom, so it zips down to here, and you've basically got the foot box, which is no zip going all the way down, which is something very cool inside the foot box that I'll show you in a minute. So unzipping it's fairly easy. I find just like this when I'm in the bag, just pulling it open is a great way. I've got little bits in here from using it, bits of leaves, and I guess I need to turn this inside out, which we're going to do in a minute actually. So yeah, really simple zip, all the way up, all the way down. Inside, you do have a little pocket. Now, this will come back to one of my little gripes. There is my tiny little Pixel 3 phone, which fits in there perfect. That's why I bought this phone. Not for the sleeping bag, but for being able to store away in small places. And this is ideal for it. But any other phone, useless. I'm not quite sure what that would be good enough to keep. Really, this pocket needs to go down here. On the inside there is a label. It's got Recon with a trademark, the R logo after it, registered trademark logo. Underneath it's got name and a blank line, rank, blank line, contact, blank line. And then it's got Elite Survival Systems, www.elitesurvival.com. So given it name, rank and contact, it seems like this was made for the military. I don't know if it was ever adopted, but I think it was most likely made in bulk, probably not adopted, and then sold to the civilians is what I'm imagining. But don't take that as gospel, because I really don't know. We do have a label in here that says shell 100% nylon, lining 100% nylon, insulation 100% polyester. Wash separately, hand dry immediately after wash. Care instructions must be observed. So it's got there 30 degrees C for washing. Obviously no ironing, no none of that stuff. It does have hangers on the bottom. So you can hang it upside down, and I believe it's got hangers inside. Let's have a look inside. But there's a very cool thing in the foot box. You can get inside this with your boots. Look, different material. And there are 2 hangers inside, so you can turn it inside out and hang it up. But look, there's the nice soft material all the way down to this thick seam, and then you've got a very sturdy, looks like a very good tear-proof material to put your boots in. And you should be able to wipe it off if there's any dirt in there. Let's go ahead and give this a shake, because it's a good time to do it while I'm on camera. Then I don't have to remember to do it later. And it's good to have that there and not have the zip go all the way to the bottom, because the last thing we want to do is have that in there with all the muck coming out. Although it would probably be nice to have it all the way down, then you could put your boots in and zip over without having to worry about dragging mud down through here, but either or. Okay, so we're down to brass tacks again. Again, I am not a professional reviewer. This is one of my first reviews of this kind of equipment. I do have other YouTube channels on other subjects, but this is my first one on a sleeping bag. And like I'd said, I've owned many army surplus sleeping bags throughout the 90s, but this is a whole new generation. So all I can do is just give you my unbiased opinion on what it's like to sleep in here, just as a normal everyday person, which I'm sure that's why you're watching. So it's not a real long sleeping bag. I'm 5'11", and I'd say that I've got about another 6 inches underneath that. So I think if you're 6'6", you will be okay with this, but any taller than that, and I think it's just going to be too small. Across the shoulders, when I bought this, I was 270 pounds. I've lost 10 pounds, now I'm 260. It's still very tight in there. So if you're 6 foot and 280 pounds, you ain't going to get on very well with this. I would say ideally you would want to be about 5'11" to about 6 feet, and round about probably like 220 pounds, something like that. And I think this would be just the perfect fit. So I've got another 60 pounds to lose. But yeah, apart from that, it's comfortable. It's not noisy either. As I read out in the description, there is a very thin, I'd like to call it like space age material, where it's like a silver lining material. Kind of reminds me of like aluminum foil. It's not that, but that's kind of like what I think of in my head when I think about what they're describing here. And you would think it would make a lot of noise, but it really doesn't. It's not crinkly. And I say it just doesn't feel like it's so thin. But I can feel that slidey. I can actually feel it in there. Yeah, I can feel it. It's fairly thick. Yeah, and it's almost like rubber feeling. Yeah, and there's no noise to it at all. I'm going to put it back in its stuff sack now. I'm going to do that while I'm chatting to you, because obviously this is something you're going to be doing when you get it, so you can kind of see how hard or how easy it is to put in there. I'm going to do the zip up. Oh, there was a couple of things that I think should be better on it. One is that cell phone pocket. That needs to be bigger if that's what you're going to use it for. And I think that's probably the only use that it is good for. And it lays right above your heart when you are back sleeping with this. The other one, I believe it should have baffles. What I mean by that is just in here. just below the top of the zip. I think there should be baffles in here. Probably about 4 inches that would basically come around your neck and around about here with some drawstrings on it. Make them elastic, and then that way when you're in the sleeping bag, if you've got the face open a little bit more, you're not getting cold air go down. You've got like a whole separate area with trapped air in there. Think it would go a long way. Also, I never showed you the drawstrings, did I? This thing really does, when you think about the cold, just imagine this. that's how much it will cinch up to. So let's get it back in its stuff sack. So overall, would I buy this again? You bet I would. I really like it. It's very stealthy as well, which is really my that's my bread and butter, stealth camping, and I think this does it great. I'm not worried about, like with one of these nice big expensive puffy sleeping bags that you buy nowadays for like $200 to $300. I'd be worried about getting a thorn in it, or tearing it up on the ground, or getting my boots on it, or just getting it dirty at all. This one, you just use it. It's meant for it. I'm sorry about all the noise, but this is the sort of stuff you need to see in a review, right? See how easy it is to put back in there. These are always a pain in the ass, any sleeping bag. Some are worse than others. This one isn't too bad. He's almost in. There we go. That was pretty painless. Okay. You just put up the little toggle, drawstring toggle. Okay, then you get this, which I've always got to try and work out how it goes on. There we go. Now when doing these, never pull one side down tight. Do 2 sides. Try and get them down just a little bit, right there. Do the other 2 sides, do the same thing. Might seem obvious, but sometimes, do you know what? I never put that in. There you go. See? That would have made it a little bit more, let's stick him up under there. Okay, so we just keep on going round. Now we can really start compressing. Yeah, I'm going quite hardy on that as well. Let's see what we've got. Yep, 1.5 feet, just like we had. So, there you have it, folks. Recon 5 Gen 2 sleeping bag. I recommend it, definitely. I did put a review up on Amazon. It'd be under Christian Coombs. So if you see that on there, that's got my honest review on there as well. I'm no way affiliated with these folks. I said that reading out their website just a minute ago is the first time I've really found out who makes it. But yeah, I like it. And there is a link in the description below, which will take you to this item in Amazon. And that is an affiliate link. I am an Amazon affiliate through other channels on YouTube. So yes, if you buy it using the link below, you will support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but I do get a small percentage, so it's always nice. Or just click on the link and buy something else, it's the same thing. But either way. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. If you're looking for a sleeping bag and you're looking for stealth camping, you're looking for something rugged, and you're looking for something, £5 or less, and you're not worried about having that little bit of extra weight, then this is an ideal bag. Like, you can't go wrong. As for it being waterproof or water resistant, I can't really tell you whether it is or not, but I have slept in a heavy dew, and this thing stood up to it. So take that as you wish, but I think I would still go water resistant. I wouldn't say waterproof, just because you don't want to go. I wouldn't go sleeping out in the rain in it, but who knows? Maybe you can. Thanks for watching, folks. Like and subscribe, and come back and watch another video with us.